Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this next installment of the Northwest Chamber of Commerce member interview studio sessions. Joining me today is Britt McKenzie. Britt is starting the new Celebree School-Owings Mills. A very warm welcome to the new school in our neighborhood. Grand opening coming soon, and I will introduce Britt and let him tell you a little more about what's going on.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, Emily. I'm so excited to be a member of in this community. It was very important to me to, be a value of our community, joining with the Northwest Chamber, meeting the connections, and just being a support as much as I can be. We're getting ready to open our school. We're getting our furniture today. Hopefully licensing will be out next week, and knock on wood, if all goes well, we'll open our school on June 21st. For anyone out there listening, we're going to do our grand opening July 17th. We have a lot of our community partners coming out with us, Orange Theory, Pure Bar, Ground Control, Soccer Shots, Dance Academy of Reisterstown, Karen's Dance Academy, and which one am I missing? United Gymnastics and Sunset Raw Juice Bar. So we have a lot of our community partners coming out here. We're calling it Fun Fit Family Day. So bring your family. We have things for adults and kids to do, and come see our great school.
Well, we're really excited. We're excited for the school to get in, and we're excited to join you guys on your big grand opening. The chamber will be there, and we're happy to support and see what all this excitement is about. So today we're here to learn a little bit more about Britt, so you guys can put a face to a name and know the great guy running this school and putting all his time and effort into it. So we're going to get started. All right, Britt, now that you're in the hot seat, what is it that first got you into the world of education?
Well, I mean, that's an interesting story. I always wanted to run my own business. I've been in the corporate world for over 20 years. And, to run your own business, you need two things: financing and an idea. And after a lot of years of saving money, I had the financing, but I didn't have the idea. So I went through the franchising route. Most people think of restaurants when you're franchising, at least I did. And then a friend introduced me to a franchise broker. And what a franchise broker does, they work with hundreds of different franchise companies out there, stuff you never even thought about. And you really give them what you want out of the business, how many people you want to manage, multi-units. And one of the big sticking points for me was I wanted to be heavily involved in the community. I said that a dozen times to him throughout the conversations, like, yes, I want this type of business. I can manage this, but I want to be an integral part of our community. And it just so happened that Celebree School, which is a Maryland-based company, their headquarters are in Lutherville, Maryland, had just started franchising. I am the 7th franchisee, and I'll be the 2nd to open my doors. And so I was introduced to Celebree. And when I thought about it, it was, well, I used to work crazy hours. So did my wife. My kids are fantastic kids. And why is that? Because they had great childcare. I like to think between me and my wife, but a lot of us, they did have great childcare. They have been involved in sports all their lives, and they turned out to be great kids. And I met the Celebree team, and I just saw this passion, this love for early childhood education from the top. Richie Huffman, who's the CEO of the company. The people I met on the first day are the same people a year and a half later that have that same enthusiasm and passion every single day. So I'm so thrilled to be a part of early childhood education and be able to bring that to the Owings Mills community.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And it's something that's big in our community. There's a lot of kids in the community. There's a lot of stuff going on, and to have that childcare and have somewhere that's just a great spot and a staple in the neighborhood is so important.
Yeah.
So it's really exciting. Now, what is it, as you've gone through this experience, what is it that you love the most about your field of work?
I mean, it's pretty early on, but I love it. I help out, I come to the farmers markets, but when I'm out marketing, I'm out meeting people coming to the school, when they say, hey, thanks what you're doing for our community. I've heard that. I heard it once today from someone. They brought their children in for childcare, and I was introduced to the husband, and he's like, thanks what you're doing for our community. And that means the world to me. That is the most important thing to me.
That's wonderful. That's good to hear. And I'm sure that's a great feeling when you hear that and you put
Yeah.
all this work into it.
Yeah.
Now, whether it's this part of your career or the last 20 years being in the corporate world, has there been a favorite moment so far?
A favorite moment? Well, when that truck showed up today with all the furniture on it, a big tractor trailer that made it here on time with no challenges, that was a favorite moment so far in this journey. Knowing that we'll get this thing set up and have licensing out next week, that's a favorite moment so far.
I'm sure, absolutely. It makes it very real and all the hard work paying off and seeing those things come through the door. I'm sure that's a good moment.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of 18-hour days ahead getting it all set up, but it's fantastic that it's here.
Yeah. Now, how about any interesting or funny experiences so far? I'm sure things have been different every day, and I'm sure you got something.
Well, as any business owner out there can tell you, there are many challenges you face day to day. And as you're opening your business, there's all kinds, especially in this COVID world, supply chain issues. There's all kinds of issues out there, obstacles to overcome. But I laugh at it now. But on May 17th, which is my birthday, the playground was supposed to be starting to be installed. And confirmation emails a few weeks before that, talked to him several times, everything was set. Well, here comes May 17th and about 9:30, and there's no one out there installing the playground. And so I made a phone call, and turns out the distribution center that made the playground equipment burnt down with my equipment in it.
Oh my goodness.
And so that was a pretty challenging day. I laugh about it now, and we have a beautiful playground. We've overcome it. We worked with the company that we were working with, and we found alternatives, and we have a beautiful playground out there. But yeah, now it's really funny. But then it was detrimental that what we had been working so hard for could have been totally shut down just by a random. Our equipment was on the dock to be delivered when the place got on fire.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's horrible. And thankfully you had partners to help you get through it. And hopefully next year on May 17th, you can look out at your playground and be satisfied with the past year. Yes. That's crazy. That's definitely an interesting experience.
Yes.
Now, how about a favorite word in your vocabulary? Obviously, you're a franchise owner. You have a great team of people with you. Is there something that you particularly like to live or work by in a saying or word?
When I think about that, I like the word how. It's a very simple word, but in this, you look at the COVID world, coming out of the COVID world, companies that I've worked with, companies that I don't work with, companies I work with, or how can we get it done? The playground, for example, that was a big challenge. And I can't imagine the playground company having to deal with that challenge, but it was how can we get this right? My director, my assistant director that I've hired and brought on board, they are absolutely fantastic. Celebree as a school, most people don't know that childcare was open during the entire pandemic. And the companies who've been successful over the pandemic are, how do we adapt? How can we get this done? Hiring is a challenge out there. You hear that all the time in the news, people can't hire. Well, we haven't had as much of an issue on hiring because it's how can we? What are the obstacles and how are we going to overcome them? So that's what I like to hear is when someone walks in my office with a challenge, it's this is what's going on. This is how we can overcome it.
It's a great mindset to have. And I'm sure the one that keeps you going all day and constantly getting things done.
Yes.
It's a great way to live. Now, how about any sounds or noises? Whether it be something when you're calming down and relaxing in the evening or something that's getting you going during the day, anything that you particularly enjoy?
I'm a big music fan. I have to have music on at all times. Luckily I work in a school here, so we'll always have music in our hallways. But it's music. I'm a huge music fan. If I don't have a noise in the background of some music, and then, my music taste change depending what I'm doing. So if I'm going to be out here putting furniture together, I might have some heavier music, some more motivating, heavier music. And then at night, I might put some jazz on and relax a little bit, but there's always music in the background for me.
That's good. And it's good to have that eclectic taste in music because it can change based on your mood and, like you said, what needs to get done.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, now a little bit more about you two in your career, but is there a profession that you would have liked to attempt at some point or would still like to attempt at some point?
Being a part of the community, but I was very fortunate with the company I worked for before coming to Celebree, and I've had experience. So I've been a senior manager, and I worked my way up from college, starting out as a new hire position, worked my way up in a company, and I was able to be very successful, and now opening a business. If I can consult or help kids understand business and how to get in business and how to work hard and get there, or if I can help other business partners. So, some days being some sort of consultant. I know my franchise broker himself, he was the same way, corporate to business owner to franchise broker. And for the same reason that he helps other people that are looking to be successful in business. So maybe that's down the road someday. But right now I'm going to take care of the Owings Mills community, my great teacher and staff, and our families.
That's good. That's great to hear. That's a good answer. Now, probably the most important question that we have on this call is, what is the one business lesson that you wish you would have known prior to starting your career?
How to handle finances way younger. You hear that every once in a while, but I think it needs to be taught in schools better. Every business should offer that to their employees more, of how to control your finances, put money in savings, not just 401k, investing your money so you can have the opportunities that I was afforded. I think I've been pretty lucky in my life, but I could have made some other financial choices early on in my life that would have set me up even better.
Yeah. And something too, it's like something with age and experience. You just learn how important that stuff is. You wish you would have had the guidance for it earlier, but it takes time, and then you're able to do great things with it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Britt, for joining us today. We are so lucky to have someone like you in the community and as a part of the chamber. And I really encourage all of you to swing by, say hi, check out the new school in our neighborhood, and join us for the July 17th grand opening at Celebree School.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me today. And we can't wait to see all these kids come rolling in.
Thank you, Britt. We're so excited. Thanks for joining us.
All right. Thank you.